The streets of Cincinnati, welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast disobey, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, everything day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bought 'em, never stopping till the beast on feasting on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,070 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, if you're watching it on Facebook, which I'm doing it exclusively in Who Day Nation, and you have not subscribed to my channel, please do me a favor, go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice, hit the subscription bell, hit the bell for notifications. Same thing if you're watching on Twitter. Make sure you're subscribed, so when I go live, like tonight, I'm going later, so you guys got the notification. Also doing Super Chats exclusively in the YouTube channel, so if you want to support what I'm doing, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, I am coming to you live from the Ice Cave, and the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys. Tough loss yesterday. It's only a 3-point loss. Bengals Twitter's blowing up. Bengals Facebook's blowing up. The world is ending. So, me and Bengals Cap are trying to be here to hopefully ease your mind a little bit and have a little fun. So we're trying to bring the positivity out of this. So let's get to it. My co-host for the evening, Bengals Captain. Cap, what is going on, brother?
If you reppin' Who Day, time to put your hands up. Yeah, man, that song. I absolutely love it. I'm still putting my hands up. Yeah, I'm still playing last week's win. I don't care. This is where I'm at mentally.
Yeah.
all of this.
Exactly.
Ooh. Oh, Jamar's touchdown. Love it.
Oh. So, all right, let's get into Bengals universe. Let's put it that way. Of the world is ending.
So Thanos snaps his
Thanos snaps
and leaves 90% just mad people.
Now, I mean, I'm not ecstatic by any means. I mean,
it sucks.
Yeah, the offense
sucks.
Yeah, the offense played terrible. I have to get this out of the way though. Lou Anarumo and his defense played awesome. Now, if you would have asked me 2 games into this that we're more worried about how the offense is going to be than the defense, I would have said you're crazy. But that's kind of where we're at right now because the offense did not play very good. But despite all that, if you don't turn the damn ball over 4 times, you probably win. And the fortitude for them to come back. I know some people said, oh, it's garbage time. I don't care. I don't buy that crap. They still came back and got within 3 points of the game. If Hendrickson can just tackle Fields by that much, we get the ball back and we got Joe Burrow and we got Evan McPherson. We're tying this game up.
Yeah, because trust me, I get it. The Bears were not as aggressive when they had that lead and the clock was ticking. They weren't trying to get beat, though. They almost got beat.
Yeah.
So they were still trying to stop the Bengals. They couldn't do it, finally. But honestly, I thought in the second half, the pass started to click a little bit more.
Yes.
Then we had, fourth quarter, we had T. Higgins fumble. We had Joe Burrow's interception. It
was a 7-3 game.
We had Joe Burrow's interception.
It was a 7-3 game. 7-3 game until almost. I watched the highlights. It was almost. It was the end of the third quarter, and it's almost the end of it. That's when the interception started. But it was a 7-3 game, and I know everybody's like the play calling. There was a multiple things that went wrong.
And you know what? I'm not going to listen. I mean, I hear you. I hear everybody talking about the play calling.
Mm-hmm.
No one's saying why. I've seen Bengals fans, conversation between Bengals fans and Jake Lisco about why they don't like empty sets all game long. And maybe it wasn't all game long, but it's most of the game. It was really, really heavy. They are the closest to giving a reason that they might have had an issue with. Now, would Bengals fans change his mind, sit in the film room with the coaches? Would he agree with what they had to say? I don't know. He's a real honest dude, and he said before that he'll use his experiences, his knowledge to make his best guess. I didn't see on TV, but 10 yards. That's all they show you. I didn't see what's going down the field. I do know for a fact because I asked. There were receivers down the field. There were deep shots to be had that just couldn't get off. Now, blame the O-line. Blame the fact that Burrow couldn't even keep his eyes down the field long enough to let some of these routes develop. That's fine. I mean, I can get on board with that. I wasn't happy with O-line play at all.
No.
Compared to the first week, oh, my goodness. I can't do this again. I cannot go through. This is Frank Pollock. We're staking everything we've got on him. They didn't do a good enough job. I'm going to have to trust Frank to fix it and fix it fast. And he's done it before. He did it with a bunch of patchwork guys coming off the bench because of injuries a couple of years ago. I expect him to do it again. He's going to have to. But you give Burrow a little bit of time. If T catches that deep ball, we had it. We had a deep. Everybody, we're not throwing down the field enough.
No.
Yeah, we did.
We're not going to throw the ball down the field 40 freaking times.
It's not going to happen. And Zim Hude caught that guys. There are people out there keeping perspective. Zim's out there. He's watching it all unfold. And he remembers last year. Everybody's bitching. Well, we can't have Joe Burrow throwing 40, 50 times a game. That's
now
just
they want him to.
Zach Taylor can't call it. He's asking Joe Burrow to throw 40, 50. Oh, my God. Now it's like, why isn't Joe Burrow throwing 40, 50 times? Like, I can't.
Right.
I can't do it. You won't get me on board. I'm sorry. Yes, I don't want to see any more of the second long runs. We didn't see a ton of them, but we saw them. Last season, I think Andrew at PFF ended up retweeting that they ended up about actually, I think it was Jake. Let's go. That they finalized about 24th in the league in those second long runs. Mm-hmm. So it's not something we have to worry about. Zach's going to fix that. The problem is we didn't execute.
Yes,
if we got open, if a couple of guys got open and we marched down the field, if Burrow was on point, if T. Higgins catches that ball or doesn't fumble, if so many other things, it just honestly won't happen again for the rest of the season. If all that happens, we're going down the field in chunks like Brady-esque, mm-hmm. and we're scoring points. No one is saying a word.
Well, dude, if we actually make that stop there on and it's not like Fields killed us. Fields didn't do anything against us. I will get that right out of the way. It wasn't the rookie quarterback coming in and destroying the Bengals. Fields didn't do crap. You know, he made one play and he got that first down. If Henderson makes that play and we either tie it or we win it, what's everybody saying today? Oh my God, what a great comeback.
Cardiac catch.
Cardiac catch. You know, we overcome our mistakes. You know, we did this, we did that. It's not, and I'll agree with Crown here. It's not Zach Taylor's fault. I mean, it is to a certain degree as far as the mistakes I think that the offense made, but I think they're all fixable. Everything that they did is fixable. It's not that they're not talented enough. They just had, and it drives me nuts, the offensive line mistakes. That can't happen. But those are fixable things. And that was Xavier Su'a-Fili, I'll get it right. Possibly not playing. Does that open the door for Jackson Carman?
Oh yeah, it's basically Zach come out and said that, and I'll tell you what, I get accused. I had to battle it out with a Twitter troll, complain about my suit as if I don't know that I look like an idiot. I chose a neon polyester suit. I know I look like an idiot. Like, come up with something else. So I had to argue with that, but for all the insults at me that I'm too positive or I'm only positive, I won't even agree that it wasn't Zach's fault.
It
very well be Zach's fault. I've had conversations with Bengals coaches about game planning, specific plays. The stuff that I've learned, it's just been phenomenal. It's different than what you see on TV. It's different what fans say, and coaches in the past have laughed at fan comments complaining about play calling. I'm not saying it's anything to do with this particular team, but it just goes to show you the intricacies of what they're trying to pull off. The little, I mean, I got, as I disappear for a second,
where'd you go?
They have specifics on where somebody's supposed to be. I can't even, this won't even pick up. Can I? In front of me? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
That's specific. When they're talking about a route, they'll say 12 yards. They'll say this. They'll say that. It's not that easy. But
right.
You know what? Maybe there was stuff going on that Zach could have made an adjustment to. You know, maybe. Hey, I was shocked. I didn't see any screens.
Well,
I love screens.
That's one thing Zach did say on in his press conference, that there was a screen called. The wide receiver didn't go over to the position, and that's one of the sacks that they gave up.
Huge mistake.
Yeah, it's
terrible mistake. Can't happen. Probably won't happen again.
Yes,
but I need more than one.
Right. That's where I'm kind of at going into the Squealers game. Is I think these are all fixable, and by no means do I think we're going to go into Pittsburgh and dominate. I didn't think we were going to Chicago and dominate. And I kept saying, I said, the Bears defense is no joke. Their front four is one of the best in football. They're one of the most expensive in football too. Now their secondary wasn't that good. And that's where I think everybody's upset that we should have taken more deep shots. But Joe Burrow, I'm sorry. I love Jackpot Joey, but he had a bad game.
Oh, yeah.
He had the two interceptions, he looked at the wide receiver the whole time. They just jumped the route. I mean, that's what happened there. Now, the other one that's offensive line that he got blocked into him, and it's a fumble turned into an interception. That happens. T. Higgins, you got to hang onto the ball, dude. I love T. He wore a Jackpot Joey Burrow hat in the press conference, so he became one of my favorite players. But you got to hang on to the ball. You know,
and he will.
Yeah, and like I said, and the thing is, we're still a young team, Cap. I mean,
yep.
I don't know how young we are compared to all the rest of the teams in the NFL, but we are a very young team, and that has a lot to do with it. You got to fix these are. You got to learn how to fix the things in the moment. And I know that Joe and Jamar both said they wanted to take more deep shots, and people took that as, oh, he's questioning the play calling, and somebody from PFF said, well, Zach didn't like that. Well, of course Zach didn't like that. question the play calling. I mean, but those are things that I think can be worked out.
And I commented on that too, because
so we both did.
I don't know that Jamar wasn't talking about in general. I mean, the players talk about that in general all the time.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Joe Burrow isn't going to say, well, we need to take those deep shots so that everybody – knows it's coming and respects that. He's not going to say, well, we need to do that earlier. I wish I could have, but my O-line didn't give me time. That's not going to be said. Same way with Zach. Maybe he didn't hear that comment. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. Maybe it took him off guard. So he kept it terse. But you know what? I guarantee you, he knows the exact reasons why they didn't take it deep early. He is not going to tell us so that the Steelers can say thank you for that information.
Right.
You realize that your wide receivers ran the wrong route, or someone's having an issue with this type of route, or the.
I'll say this real quick. Not to interrupt you. I saw this on one of the many shows. I don't remember which one it was, but on the first interception that he got where the linebacker jumped the route. If Joe Burrow looks, I think it's Chase is on the outside. He's gone. Joe he made a mistake. He stared at one receiver and stared at him the whole time. If he surveyed the field to get the linebacker to move, he could have had his option of the slant or the go. Because I think it was Chase. I can't remember if it was Chase or Higgins. They were gone. If you go back and look at that freeze frame when he's about to throw the ball, Higgins or Chase is open. Burrow missed a lot of stuff this week. I mean, he just did, and honestly, he's human.
I would much rather the problem be Burrow and Higgins, because I know they can fix it this week. Yeah. That is good news if it's just those two dudes, because I know they're going to work hard in practice all week. They're going to be back to the old players come Sunday. If, heaven forbid, it was offensive scheme, that problem will not be solved for a long time. So you better believe, I'm hoping for the good of the team, it's just Burrow and Higgins. And I'll tell you what, you take away 4 turnovers,
it's different.
They win that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the Bears offense didn't do anything. They scored 1 touchdown. The rest of them, it's on the Bengals. They gave them one. They literally just did the pick 6. They gave it to them, and the other ones were within 20 yards or whatever. I mean, you can't put your defense in that type of position. But our defense played unbelievable. I mean, I loved the pressure we're getting up the middle. Chidobe Awuzie, I think, is turning out to be a legit number 1 corner. I mean, I think he made all kinds of plays, I think, yesterday.
And hey, I'm chomping at the bit. Let's talk about defense next, but you want to go through some of these comments? There's some great comments.
Yeah, good. Who you got? They're all jumping up here. Which one do you want to get?
Hey, your show.
I got Creeper here. He's like, Darren Simmons shows up early in the mornings and goes to Zach Taylor's office and sits in his chair and it says, "Soon, coming soon." Because Creep is a Crypt Keeper. I'll get it right. Is a huge Darren Simmons fan. I think he should be the next head coach.
I don't know. You know what? I've had conversations with Darren Simmons. I don't know. I don't know what he knows. I don't know. I tell you what, Marvin's staff, he had an impressive staff, and all those coaches knew. I mean, running backs coach, offensive coordinator, everybody switched roles all the time. You had offensive guys running defensive meetings. It was cool. I don't think it got talked about a lot, but it was really amazing. And to see some of the coaches teach their wives about what they were doing and have those. I've spoken to the wives and their knowledge of what was going on, and that's not a knock that women don't know. Just shows that the teachers that were on the team and how good some of those coaches were at teaching, that, take somebody who didn't previously have any knowledge of it and they're all talking over my head. Not that that's impressive. I'm not a coach. I've not been coaching, but it was phenomenal. Darren Simmons is one of those guys, but does that translate to head coach? What has he learned under? Is he studying some of the new offensive concepts? Is he trying to push the envelope? I don't know.
And that Natural says here, he said, we should expect Burrow to be 100% a few months removed from major knee surgery. I honestly really don't think this had anything to do with knee surgery.
He's got a point though, because now I get ahead of myself a lot, hoping for the best. And I can't remember who said it, but one of them, probably somebody I just mentioned previously, said, don't be surprised if Burrow takes 2 or 3 games to get back into rhythm.
Right.
We had a great game to kick off the year. So all those worries and doubts fly out of my head.
Right.
And I get hit right in the face with reality. Maybe that's true. I mean, I certainly don't think he is a one-read quarterback, and he looked like a one-read quarterback Sunday. Yes. So if that happened, and Ice, I think you lost your camera.
I lost my camera. Hold on, I got to switch cameras here. I don't know what's going on. You can still hear me though.
Turned into a one-read. It's frozen on the perfect, like your mouth is open, your eyes are closed. I could Photoshop the hell out of this.
Here, let's go with this one. How's that work?
Well, there we go. All right. Oh,
yeah. Nice up close and personal. That camera decided not to work today, so it happens.
Hey, it happens. So yeah, maybe it's going to take a couple, but whether it was the offensive line causing problems for him, and he said, "Screw it, I'm looking at my first read." Or there was something else going on. Hey, he's going to learn from it. He's going to bounce back. He's going to be a better QB Sunday as a result.
All right, let's go to LeVar here. He said, I think Zach just needs to get a real play caller to take over the offense, maybe Hugh Jackson as OC. Well, they're not going to switch OCs. The only other person that could call plays would be Brian Callahan, which I don't know if he's ever done it before. And I'm not saying that's not a bad idea, but I wouldn't do it after the second game. I might be something maybe we do maybe later on. Yeah, it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction. It's only game 2. We're all 1-1. We're all in first place right now. So I mean, we're in a good spot right now. We need to go to Pittsburgh and win, but we're in a good spot.
I'm glad he said that though, because I was a huge fan of bringing Hugh back as offensive coordinator. And in general, Bengals Nation lost their minds at the idea. And I don't get it. Just because he went to Cleveland and didn't have success in Cleveland, which how many people had success? That franchise has been down for so long. They're having success now, but it's taken how many number 1 picks to get there? Maybe Stefanski's a great coach, but they're loaded on offense. Yeah. But Hugh Jackson did great as an OC. And since I would have gladly had it back, and people were losing their minds. Like, it didn't happen. Like, the whole 2015 never happened. Like,
Andy Dalton had his best year. That was his best year. So, yeah.
But, I don't know that the problem is the play calling, because
it's execution is what it is. That's where I'm at.
I've always been that way. Honestly, if you have a phenomenal quarterback and some talent around him, you can have bad play calling if it's executed well. Now, that's within reason. I mean, if you're constantly running go routes and you don't have receivers who can separate, you're not going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. But now sometimes
that's the thing too. Well, that's when it does. That's brother. That does concern me. Is why are our wide receivers not getting separation? I mean, is that scheme? Is that them just not running the routes right? What is that? Because I mean. Because I just brought first Terry says I'm genuinely confused how the Rams run a similar offense as the Bengals, and we basically did the complete opposite of what the Rams did the week before. It makes no sense whatsoever. And I kind of roll that into
for me,
the guys weren't getting open.
They weren't getting open, and night and day difference in that offensive line.
Yep.
I don't believe we can do what they can do. And I think a lot of NFL outsiders, experts, outside of Cincinnati will say Stafford has a bigger arm than Burrow. And if that's true, I'm okay with that. We don't need him. He doesn't have to be that QB, even though I know he can. But I don't know how many times when I was watching the game, for what I could see, those receivers were covered. Mm-hmm. The one where he hit the bear in the back, if I remember correctly, Tyler Boyd was in
open.
The middle.
Well, I think Boyd was open next.
He had half a step. He had enough room. If Burrow would have went there instead, I think it would have been a completion for first down. But I don't believe – it looked like he rounded his route at the top. Everybody can go look at the tape.
Right.
I don't think that's how they ran it in practice, especially the little pick play. I guarantee that did not get run that way in practice, and I guarantee it's not drawn up that way on paper. And the best teams in the NFL, these guys that you're constantly throwing to wide open receivers, I guarantee it. Watch the All-22. Mm-hmm. These dudes are all running crisp routes, and the number 2, 3, or 4 options in that play are still running as if they're going to get the ball. I saw too many dudes Sunday who second read, third read, jog out, turn around, watch. Mm-hmm. Bull, expect the ball.
Right. Now, I just thought of this while you're talking, and this actually kind of makes sense to me in my mind. Okay. Zach basically had one practice last week. I mean, everything else is pretty much a walkthrough. So, and that was because it was so hot. We played almost 5 quarters the week before, and that's the first time they really played a game. It was 5 full quarters. So he gave them a break. So this week they're not as sharp. That just kind of hit me. I'm like, I wonder if that, because a lot of the stuff we're talking about is procedure. Now, it didn't affect the defense. The defense played really well, but affected the offense more. Because a lot of stuff we're talking about is misassignments. Procedural stuff that you're the wide receiver supposed to go out for a screen. He didn't go out. I mean, just stuff like that. I'm wondering if the lack of practice time
could be
last week had a lot to do with it.
That could be on coaching. Absolutely could be on coaching. We'll see that. If we see the same thing on Sunday, that seat is going to get hot.
Oh, yeah. We see the same thing on Sunday. I will be more like, okay, Zach's got to.
But I'm telling you, from talking with Marvin Lewis, people don't understand. These I call them kids. They'll sit there. They'll repeat it in the film room. They'll go over the play. They'll repeat everything back. They'll talk about situations. They got it. They'll run it in practice. They'll run it perfect. They'll go all out. You know what? Mm-hmm. They'll run it for a play where they don't get the ball live in game. They'll come back to that same play later. They'll run the wrong damn route.
Right.
That's not on Marvin.
No.
Like he said, it's like, man, I can only do so much. And sometimes he just shakes his head. Now, maybe at that point you light somebody up and you start cussing at him. Whatever. I don't know. Marvin wasn't that guy.
No.
I don't think Zach's that guy. He's got a little bit more energy. But you know what? Only thing that I can think of, only thing I can try to remember is I think Zach's got it. I think he can get it done. I think there's a lot of things that we didn't get to see that I'm going to see on all 22. I've almost confirmed it with a couple of conversations I've had. But in the end, I can't make that change. Mm-hmm. I'm going to root for the guy because I can't make that change. Me bitching about it on Twitter, no one cares what I have to say to Twitter. If I pick up the phone, they care a little bit. They care about my feelings about the team and the seats. I mean, 13 seats, people care.
Right.
They will take my advice and file it wherever they file it. But if it's about coaching changes or player personnel or anything like that, it is falling on deaf ears. I am not going to waste my energy.
Now, well, Arrow's comment here, and then this is another thing too. Chicago's defense is the difference. They played.
They made adjustments from the last game.
Oh God, they played so much better than they played against the Rams. I mean,
that wasn't the Rams playing so well that they dominate. No. If the Rams and the Bears would have played this week, it would have been a different game. The Bears adjusted. But you know what? That's the NFL. We've got to adjust too. We've got to expect that they're going to adjust. So part of it is coaching, but I think without the turnovers, we win. I don't care. I'll win ugly. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Just as long as we win, that's all I care about. LeVar says, I do believe that Burrow was embarrassed. I do too. And pissed off after the last game. Yep. He's coming back more focused than ever. Steelers in trouble. LeVar, I agree with that. I mean, I think he was embarrassed. I think Chase was embarrassed. I think all of them were embarrassed. And I think they're going to clean stuff up. I really do.
Yep.
Crypt Keeper here. You guys seen Chase post game? Yeah. The players are starting to turn. No, that's not true.
That's I know for a fact if that's going to happen, it hasn't come close to happening yet. And again, when a receiver says that we needed to take the shots earlier, I don't know. No one knows that he didn't mean that he was open on one of those. How many times are they running off screen? Like, it always blows my mind. These guys are running down the field off screen, and yet we think we see it all. Chase could have been open down the field. Burrow missed him. He could have been referring to that. I don't know.
All he said is we need to take more shots. That didn't necessarily mean more shots to him. That meant more shots in general. And Burrow said the same thing. So just because they said that doesn't mean that Zach wasn't letting them do it. I mean, what Zach said in the press conference, and take it for what it's worth, he said the defense dictated it and they couldn't do it, is what he said. Now
they talked about it on TV, how they were playing too high, whatever. They were trying to limit those deep throws. So then in my limited knowledge, I'm saying, okay, fine, make them pay, attack that short and intermediate. And we tried. We couldn't get open. We couldn't catch the ball. We couldn't hold the line for sometimes 2 seconds in order to let Burrow cook. And then sometimes when he had it wide open, throws it to the linebacker.
Yeah.
That's not the execution that we need. Now, had we executed and started 5 to 15-yard chunks, then they're going to pull those guys up. They're going to try to limit those, and then we're going to go over the top. I mean, it's always that back and forth, that chess game. Something's got to give. So I don't think that was any shot at Zach at all.
I think it's just they're frustrated. They know they should have won that game. They know they had that game, and they let it slip through their fingers.
They want to cook, just like Russell Wilson. All that talking, you let Russell cook. They want to do the same thing. They want to throw deep. They want to be that big play offense. Looking at that offensive line yesterday, that wasn't going to happen. I would have been terrified to expect Burrow to sit back there for 4 seconds every single play. I'd have been nervous the whole time. So, you know what? Now, again, I could be completely wrong. That could be a direct shot at Zach. Zach could be out the door one day. It's not my choice. But what I see on the field is if they execute just a little bit better, give me 2 of the turnovers back.
Don't turn over 4 times.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. I keep saying.
Honestly,
they turned it over 4 times. You don't turn the ball 4 times, we probably win the game.
Honestly, give me that first Burrow interception back. Just one of them. They ended up scoring a touchdown. That's a whole different ball game. Just one turn. Take the rest. Keep the rest. We're still negative turnover differential. I bet we still win if we get that one back. And that was an easy one to avoid because he literally just a little touch, just lofted over that linebacker. He knows it. Exactly. He's going to fix it.
Now, I like this tweet that I got from Ace earlier today. He said, here's the thing. Burrow had the exact number of attempts in week 2 that he had in week 1. And so the only difference may have been the timing of them. He had 7 more short passes, 18 in week 2 than week 1 with 11. The numbers actually show he had the most success in medium passes. So, I mean, it's
his rookie year. He was lethal in those medium passes. Everybody is just complete. They want to see this huge play offense, and he led the league for a while in those medium range. That's where he cooks. That's his bread and butter.
Well, you know who else does that? You know who else does that? Is very good at it. Some guy named Tom Brady. He's done it for 22 years. Yeah, he throws it deep, but he doesn't throw it deep 40 freaking times. And that I keep saying 40 times because that's one of my buddies I was talking to him today, and he's like, "We're not going to throw it deep. Nobody throws it deep that many times, you know."
No.
All right, let's see here. Let's go to Ken here. What wide receiver can you make in the NFL that don't want to take those shots? Exactly.
Oh yeah,
that's how it goes. Exactly, and they always want the ball to them, and they're always open. You know, I mean, 85 always open. You know, I mean, we heard it when Chad was here forever. LeVar also, guys, almost half of our team is young. Yes, we have never played in front of an opposing crowd, which that is true. I mean, but a lot of these guys, they play like Burrow played in the SEC. So did Chase. I mean, Jonah Williams played in Alabama. Yeah, they played in pretty big stadiums. I don't really necessarily think the crowd is a thing, but I do agree with you that we're young. I kind of said that before, and we're gonna make and a lot of this is just young, dumb mistakes. You know, like you said, you know, you go, you tell them, and you run a play, you do it great, blah, blah, and then you go out and you run it in the field, and they completely forget it. You know, stuff happens. You know,
exactly.
Let's see here. All right, let's go to Natty. We shouldn't read too much into the post-game press conference. Players and coaches aren't going to say much. No, and the thing is, it's a very controlled thing there. They're not in the locker room. The reporters cannot go into the locker room afterwards. And you don't get everybody. You only get the ones that the Bengals or the NFL, you know, let's come out, you know. So it's not everybody. So and
trust me, Chase, after all the shit he's been through, yes, you're not going to get a detailed answer that means anything from Chase anymore the rest of the year. I guarantee it.
Exactly.
Poor guy has been ripped left and right, just trying to be a dude, and the media won't let him be a dude. Like, come on.
And Chris says, I think Burrow has been a lot less mobile this year. Last year, he was able to create outside the pocket. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, he's not going to be the same. He's not going to be 100%. He might not be that way until next year, to be honest. I mean, better chances is in December, January for playing then. You know, they have a better shot of him being more mobile and stuff. And that's just, I mean, he's coming back from major knee surgery. And that's one thing people said, too, is like, you know, why don't we move the pocket more? Well, Burrow might not be able to move out that well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Zach said they did try to do it, but some guy on the Bears. What the hell's his name? Mac. Yeah, he kind of stopped that from happening. So they try again. It's kind of like they tried, and that defense is good. I don't give a crap what. Against the Pittsburgh Squealers, we're gonna have another really tough defense. You know, and I don't know if JJ Watt's gonna play. I know he's hurt his growing. I heard he might be out. Then I heard he might be back in. But hell, it's Monday, man. We got ways to go.
Yeah.
So it's as of right now, dude. I'm on to the Pittsburgh Squealers. I mean, it's Squealers week. We got, I think, a very good shot of, as long as we clean up the stuff we did bad yesterday, we clean those up and do them right in Pittsburgh, we got a chance to win.
I mean, think about this. Go to my Twitter, look at my the highlight video of our win week 15. Everybody look at it. If you hate my guts, go to YouTube, look it up. You know, don't give me the views. Just look it up. Ryan Finley, Zach Taylor calling the plays against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm. And that vaulted defense
plays. Look at Finley escaping the pocket and hitting somebody deep. You know, they're there. It's the same plays.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same strategy. In fact, we're borrowing a lot of stuff from LSU because Joe wants it. We're doing some stuff Joe wants. I guarantee you, if Joe tells Zach, listen, I want to do this, Zach's going to let him. They have that type of relationship. Zach has that type of trust in him.
Yeah, he puts the ball, just like last week, he puts the ball in his hands at the end of the game and gives him a chance to audible it. And I think, Joe audibled a lot yesterday. There's a lot of times they had the empty set, and he's up there changing the play, trying to make the defense declare what they're doing, and he's trying to change it. And that's a second-year quarterback trying to do that. Is that the new doggy?
Yeah, that's BB.
What's up, BB?
Oh, she looked up.
Hey, BB. Hello.
That's too funny. But yeah, I trust Joe Burrow, and I trust him to speak up when it's needed. We're going to be fine. That is either that's just a one-off ugly game, or it's going to be repeated a couple times, and people are going to get the change they want. But I can't waste my time thinking. I saw people saying, "I hope Zach dies," and I don't care if it's trolling, hypothetical. No, I don't have time for that. That's just not a thing. Let's debate football. Let's not talk about a man's or his family. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't go there. No. That should never happen.
I saw a comment. It was unfortunately a Facebook user, but they complimented my hat. Thank you.
I put that up there for you.
Oh yeah, that's a New Era. I think they still have them, believe it or not. I gotta quit doing this myself.
What's
I tweeted out about that sweet white and orange throwback.
Oh yeah.
And it sold out before I had a chance to order one.
You got to order one first and then tweet it out.
Oh,
dude, that's what I did with my Bengals shoes. I bought those, and then everybody at the preseason game was like, "Oh, where'd you get those at?" I'm like, I don't. At the time, I was like, I don't even remember. I saw it tweeted out later, so then I tweeted it out, so I make sure I already had my shoes.
Yeah, I'm proud of Bengals Nation, and I can sound like a shill for saying that, but I'm telling you. Hey, we can want to rep the team. We can buy merchandise. We can appreciate that stuff and still have whatever opinions, positive or negative. But when we're buying merch, we hold power. And, people complain even during bad seasons. Well, why doesn't New Era make this for the Bengals? Because we won't buy anything.
Buying them.
We're buying them now.
Exactly.
One day they sold out.
Supply and demand, baby.
Royal Flush Terry, Steelers missing several key players. Absolutely. I'll hold off, though. If the offense doesn't put up 30, that's unacceptable.
I'm holding on. It's still the Steelers, and it's still pretty damn good defense. So, I agree with the first part. The second part, we'll see.
Hey, if we win 27-0, I'm not going to be upset. So don't put that 30 ceiling on me. But I got your point, Terry. I got it.
And Facebook user says you always have great hats.
Well, thank you.
Wait, you don't like my hats? I got the.
So I was terrified that was going to sell out because once I saw Tobin wearing it.
Dude.
One of these days I'm going to remake that old Paul Brown. It's black and like wool. CB.
Yeah.
I want to remake that by hand. But I'm like, it's going to sell out. I couldn't find it online anywhere. It's only sold in the pro shop, and I went.
I got these. The day they got in their shipment is when I went. Got these. They just got them in and they were gone.
Oh, I got so lucky. I've got one. It's still got the stickers on it. I got to start getting the sweatband protectors in here because I
sweat like crazy, and that's what I hate. Royal Flush Cherry says, but they're missing Wyatt. Well, that's not necessarily true. We don't know if they're missing him or not. He might come back. Hayden, Tuden, and Bush all at the same time.
Still. Those dudes are always rising from the dead. They're the Undertaker, man. I hate them to death.
It's the freaking Squealers. I don't care.
I get my hopes up.
I don't care who they got playing for them. It's going to be a battle. It ain't good. It's going to be an ugly game. It ain't going to be a shootout, because the Squealers they want to run the ball. And that's where I think it's going to be a lot like the last two games we played. All three of these teams want to run the ball. What have the Bengals been very good at doing? Stopping the run this year. I think you can stop the run long as they don't make the mistakes that they made yesterday. Like I said, I think they got a shot to win it, but it's still the freaking Squealers. So I'll never be comfortable until the clock is 0.
Yep. It could look like week 15. I'm serious. We can limit them on the ground. We can expose Ben for being the old fatty he is and end up pulling out the win that way. Then Burrow just has to make some plays. Guys have to catch, not fumble. I think we can do it.
I think we can. We just gotta, like I said, you just got to not make the what's this? Hold on. Oh, sorry, Facebook user says, Jeff, your moderator is not allowing my user profile. You got to go to StreamYard. If you're on Facebook, let StreamYard. Yeah, you got to let StreamYard let you give them your permission, or just go to my YouTube channel and start commenting there and subscribe, and it'll pop up. So
the bad Bengal 2-1 coming soon. Appreciate the optimism. I agree. And by the way, the bad Bengal, I've seen you. You're new. That profile pic is absolutely amazing. I see a ton of potential with some kind of costume or something. You gotta let us know what you're up to. You kind of snuck in there out of nowhere. I've been watching.
Yeah, I don't know if I follow the bad Bengal on Twitter.
He's new. Oh,
yeah,
that profile pic pops. I noticed that right away. He's got something brewing.
I have to make sure I follow you on Twitter now, man. All right, Ken. Let's see here. How about the rookie kicker? Another 53-yard. Yep. And that's the thing too. I was like, that's where I'm like, if you make that damn stop, we got Evan McPherson.
Yep.
The game was going to be tied. At least it was going to be tied.
I thought for sure it was going to be another overtime.
Yeah, I did too. Oh, actually, did you listen to the Bengals Booth podcast? I keep looking at that camera. Did you look at the Bengals Booth podcast with Dan Horde? He had Evan McPherson on there, and he's like, "What's the longest you ever kicked?" And I can't exactly remember what he said, but he goes, "What's the longest you think you could do in a game?" And he goes, "The NFL record," which I don't know what it is offhand, but he 64? Was pretty. Yeah, it's 64, 65, somewhere around there. Where he said he could break that. So I'm like, and the thing is, and that's what I like about him. It's not cocky. It's just confident. I like it.
Rural Flush Terry, won't be surprised if Burrow goes deep multiple times early. Oh yeah. I think expect it. The Steelers, honestly, Tomlin. I hope you're watching the show. Expect it. Burrow's going deep on you.
Yeah, I think, and to me, I think that's a good thing. I think that's what I think they need to do that just to get the monkey out the back. Just okay, we're opening it up because that's one thing. It seemed like Zach was using the short passes to open up the long passes. I think he needs to switch it around a little bit. To be honest, do something a little different here.
Well, hey, when the defense was opening up to limit the long pass, I agree with it. But we've got to if that's what we're going to do, we got to execute.
Yeah.
But. And I think I saw somebody say that, and I'm a big fan. I know a lot of people hate him. I love the screen pass. Unfortunately, sometimes we have not executed them well in the past. You've got to block, but I love it as it, go ahead.
If you catch them off guard, that thing can go.
We'll make them
think. At the right time. Yeah.
I just want to make the D-line think when they're about to beat their dude, are they about to be set up? Or not. Give them a split-second pause. Give Burrow enough time to make a second read and get rid of the football. And I think that's what you do with a good screen game. And I don't know if we've got that yet, but I was disappointed that we only saw one and it got blown up.
Yeah, like I said, there was a lot of mistakes there. And I really do kind of now, like I said, I kind of thought about this while we're talking. I really do think a lot of it had to do with the lack of practice, and I'm hoping – They get the practicing more to work on it.
If that's the truth, you got to think the coach is able to get around that. So that, in my opinion, would be a knock against the coaches. That would be a knock against Zach. So if that's true, hopefully Zach learned a good lesson to get his guys better prepared if that's the case. But, I don't know. It was ugly, but it didn't feel like our usual ugly.
Right.
That's the primetime game that we go to and we all know and we open up and we just like, here we go again. It didn't feel that way. It was rough, but it didn't feel that way.
It was 7-3. It's a 7-3 game, like I said, all the way up to almost the fourth quarter. I never thought we were out of it. Yes, I don't think our offense played that great, but I never felt like we were out of it and this game was over, So that's the difference. And look, people could say, I said this at the beginning of the show. People could say it's garbage time, whatever. They still came back. They made the play to chase. Logan Wilson, who I haven't got to the defense on Logan Wilson. I thought he had a great game. Makes a hell of a pick and damn near takes it in, which if he picks up that fumble, earlier it goes in, there's so many things. But anyway, the fortitude and the character of this team, I think, showed yesterday to come back. And I think that bodes well for the future of this franchise. I kind of tweeted that out. I was like one of the only things I tweeted out yesterday after the game. So we'll see what happens. We got Squealers Week. I'm excited. I say tell everybody where they can follow you, but you're Bengals captain. You're on here every Monday after the Bengals game, win or lose. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, yeah. Got to keep it up, man. I mean, the play. Hey, Mixon said they're going to get better.
Yes.
If Mixon says they're going to get better, you know what? We're going to get better too. They need us. I guarantee if they played that game in Paul Brown Stadium, that's a big win. Yep. They needed our energy.
Yep, I agree with you. All right, Cap. Well, as always, I appreciate you, man. Let's do. You want to do it again next Monday?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, sounds good. Let's try to do it a little earlier. Hopefully I won't have.
Yeah,
I had stuff happen. We'll just put it that way that I couldn't do it earlier. So
yeah. Otherwise, next time it's going to be I'm going to be in bed. Selfie stick.
Right. Okay, I'm so tired. Exactly. I want to get off here so we can go watch some Monday Night Football. All right, brother. Who day? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And let me get to the Facebook groups that led me last year, which, like I said, I'm doing exclusively in Who Day Nation today. But I know it probably got shared out to some other places, so I might give the other one some shout outs too. You got Bearcat Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Cincinnati Reds riding third, heading for home, the Ohio State Bucknuts, and then you got the Ice Bar. And you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling the sound off later on tonight. So if you missed any of it, which you probably did because I'm usually at 5:30 when you can come on till 8. It'll be on the podcast. You can check it out on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. I am there. YouTubers, like I said, dude, we are rolling. We're getting close to 2,000. I'm at 1,370 people. That is awesome. Let's keep it rolling. Let's try to get to 1,371 tomorrow. That'll be great. And other than that, as my boy Jeremy Dimebag These Nuts says, remember one thing and one thing only, and that is you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati, so act like it. Who Day? Bengals Nation. Who Day Nation. Relax. It's only week 2. We lost by 3 points. Lots of mistakes. Lots of fixable things. Let's see what happens next week against the Squealers. I think we're going to go in there and beat that ass. We'll find out. And as always, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast disobey, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle drippin' heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle drippin'. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feastin' now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let up on them, bingo bottle, never stopping till the beast on feasting on them. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen.